Hello, fabulous scholars. So if you remember from last time, Antipholus and Dromio of Syracusa, the visiting ones, have gone into the church for sanctuary, meaning they are safe there and nobody can pull them out until they're ready to leave. But the abbess, the nun, it's like a female monk in charge of the church, has come out to see why are all these people running around and shouting. And then Adriana tells her that Antipholus has gone crazy and she needs to bring him home so she can tie him up and throw him in a dark room and heal him. And the abbess is trying to figure out, why is he crazy? And so she's like, did you tell him to stop doing the things that he was doing wrong? And Adriana says, yes, I yelled at him all the time. And then the abbess says, oh, well, that's why he went crazy. It's your fault. So it seemed at first she was going to say, oh, you didn't yell at him enough. And now she's saying she yelled at him too much. Confused? Oh, good. Me too. Well, let's just see what works out, because Luciana, the helpful sister, is going to come in and be helpful again, because that's what she does. So the abbess finishes up by saying, the consequence is, then, thy jealous fits have scared thy husband from the use of wits. It's all your fault, you see, by yelling at him so much, you've made him go crazy. And Luciana says, she never reprehended him but mildly when he demeaned himself rough, rude, and wildly. She only corrected him very gently when he was behaving without virtue. Why bear you these rebukes and answer not? Adriana, why are you letting her tell you that you're wrong and not telling her that she's wrong? She did betray me to my own reproof. Good people enter and lay hold on him. No, she's just saying the same things that I think. It is my fault. Okay, go in and you can take my husband out. And the abbess says, no, not a creature enters my house. Oh, no, you don't. You're not going in the church. That's not how sanctuary works. Then let your servants bring my husband forth. Neither. He took this place for sanctuary, and it shall privilege him from your hands till I have brought him to his wits again, or lose my labor in assaying it. Oh, no, you can't come in, and I will not throw them out. He will stay here in the church until I have cured him, or one of us dies. I will attend my husband, be his nurse, diet his sickness, for it is my office, and will have no attorney but myself. And therefore let me have him home with me. No, he's my husband. I'm the one who's supposed to help him. It's my job as his wife, so let me bring him home. Be patient, for I will not let him stir. Calm down, he's not leaving, till I have used the approved means I have, with wholesome syrups, drugs, and holy prayers, to make of him a formal man again. Oh no, I'm not letting him go till I've tried everything I know how to do, with medicines and other drugs and prayers, to bring him back to his senses again. It is a branch and parcel of mine oath, a charitable duty of my order. As a nun, I made some promises, and one of them is to heal others. This is my job as well. Therefore depart and leave him here with me. So you can go away, and I will take care of him. I will not hence and leave my husband here, and ill it doth beseem your holiness to separate the husband and the wife. I will not go away and just leave my husband in your church, and you are doing a bad thing to separate a husband and a wife. Be quiet and depart, thou shalt not have him. Shush, and go away, he's not going with you. And then the abbess exits, because she's not having any part of breaking sanctuary. So Adriana is kind of left outside the church, very upset, because she can't get her husband back. The abbess won't let it happen. And Luciana has a helpful idea. Complain unto the duke of this indignity. We should go to our ruler and tell him. He'll make her give him out. Come, go, I will fall prostrate at his feet, and never rise till my tears and prayers have won his grace to come in person hither, and take perforce my husband from the abbess. That is a great idea. I'm going to go to the duke, and I'm going to fall at his feet, and I'm going to cry and beg, and I will not leave him alone until he agrees to come here to this church and tell the abbess to let my husband go. And the merchant, who's been watching all this, kind of says, sorry, it says, by this, I think the dial points at 5. Excuse me, I think it's 5 o'clock now. Anon, I'm sure the Duke himself in person comes this way to the melancholy vale, the place of death and sorry execution, behind the ditches of the abbey here. I'm pretty sure that at 5 o'clock, the Duke is coming to that place where they kill people as their punishment. It's just behind the abbey here, just on the other side of this church. And Angelo the goldsmith says, upon what cause? Why? Who's he killing? Oh, to see a reverend Syracusian merchant who put unluckily into this bay against the laws and statutes of this town beheaded publicly for his offense. Oh, it's just some old merchant from Syracusa who unluckily stopped here and against all the laws and things of our town, well, he's going to be killed tonight. And Angelo the goldsmith says, oh, see where they come. We will behold their death. Oh, yeah, they're coming now. So everybody kind of steps back here because the Duke is coming. Remember, we met him at the very beginning of the play. So the Duke enters in, he rules the town, and he brings with him, sorry, the Duke is not standing up for me. Bad Duke. He brings with him Egeon, remember the merchant? And Egeon has been given one more day to find the money so that he doesn't have to die. Remember, Egeon, because his family is all gone, just wants to die. So the Duke enters very royally, and Luciana says, kneel to the Duke before he passed the abbey. Okay, everybody kneel. The toys don't do that well, so just pretend they're all kneeling and bowing before the Duke. And the Duke, again, is still trying to save Egeon's life. It's all possible without actually breaking the laws of the city. So he says, yet once again proclaim it publicly. If any friend will pay the sum for him, he shall not die. So much we tender him. All right, everyone, I want it announced one more time. If anyone in the city will pay the 1,000 marks to save his life, we will not kill him. That much we have promised him. And Adriana rushes up to the Duke and falls at his feet. Not like trips, falls, but throws herself down on purpose and says, justice, most sacred Duke, against the abbess. Duke, I need your help. I need your laws against that abbess, the one in the church there. And the Duke is very surprised by this because he knows Adriana and he knows the abbess. And he says, she is a virtuous and reverend lady. It cannot be that she hath done thee wrong. What do you mean, justice against the abbess? She's a very virtuous woman. It can't be that she's done anything unvirtuous. And Adriana hops up to explain. May it please your grace, Antipholus, my husband, who I made lord of me and all I had, at your important letters. Excuse me, sir, but you remember Antipholus, my husband, the one that I married, and you were there, you gave us permission to get married? This ill day, a most outrageous fit of madness took him, that desperately he hurried through the street with his bondman, all as mad as he. This terrible day, my husband has gone crazy and is running through the streets being crazy, and his servant Dromio is being crazy with him. And now Adriana is going to tell her side of the story. We'll see how much of it matches what's really happened in the play. Doing displeasure to the citizens by rushing in their houses, bearing thence rings, jewels, anything his rage did like. He's been running into houses and just taking things, rings and jewels and anything he wants to have. Once did I get him bound and sent him home, whilst to take order for the wrongs I went that here and there his fury had committed. I did manage to get him tied up, and I sent him home so that I could go around the city and find out all the things that he'd done wrong and see if I could make up for all the things that he's stolen. Anon, I wot not by what strong escape, he broke from those that had the guard of him, and with his mad attendant and himself, each one with ireful passion, with drawn swords, met us again and madly bent on us, chased us away, till raising of more aid, we came again to bind them. Somehow they got loose, I'm not sure how, but they came back and they found us and they had their swords pulled out and they threatened us and they attacked us and we ran away, but then we found more people to come and help us and we ran after them. But then They fled into this abbey, whither we pursued them. And here the abbess shuts the gates on us, and will not suffer us to fetch him out, nor send him forth that we may bear him hence. They fled into the church, claiming sanctuary, and now the abbess in charge of the church won't let us take him home, and she also won't send him out so we can take him home. Therefore, most gracious Duke, with thy command, let him be brought forth and borne hence for help. So please, Duke, use your power and order him to be brought out of the church so we can take him home and tie him up and throw him in a dark room so he can get better. Truth. Parts of it. And the Duke is thinking about this because it is a really crazy story. And he says, long since thy husband served me in my wars, and I to thee engaged a prince's word when thou didst make him master of thy home, to do him all the grace and good I could. Your husband has served me bravely for many years in my army, and I did promise to help you when you married him. Go, some of you, knock at the abbey gate, and bid the lady abbess come to me. I will determine this before I stir. So he sends some of his servants to the church to knock on it and ask the abbess to come out. And he's going to hear her side of the story and figure out what's going on before he goes anywhere. I wonder what he'll decide to do. We'll find out next time. Bye, scholars.